everyone. Welcome to LexTalk World Talk Show presented by Clickaway Creators. Today we have Mr. Saurabh Kumar with us. He is a practicing lawyer for more than 40 years, having done his BSL LLB from Symbiosis Law School, Pune, in the year 2007. And thereafter, straight away went to London for Masters in Law in International Tax from Queen University of London in the year 2008. Thereafter, Saurabh joined Singhania and Company London office and worked with corporate team for around 1.5 years. After that, Saurabh decided to return to India and joined KPMG India with tax litigation team at Mumbai office and worked with KPMG for around 3 years. Saurabh also went to Tanzania to work with a leading tier one law firm as head of tax and global business and worked for 3 years specializing in oil and gas and mining. In the year 2015, Saurabh returned to India and started his own law firm, SK Attorneys in New Delhi, initially focusing on corporate law and tax. Currently, SK Attorneys have become full-service law firm and specialize in corporate, white-collar regulatory and litigation practice. Hello, Mr. Saurabh. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for having me over.
So, would you like to introduce yourself? Would you like to give a quick intro about you and your legal journey so far?
Sure. So, myself, Saurabh Kumar, I'm a practicing lawyer for more than 14 years, and I have practiced in more than 4 continents, to say so. I started my journey from Symbiosis Law School, Pune, after doing my BSL LLB 5-year integrated course. I went to UK to do my Masters in Tax, which is LLM, in International Tax from University of London, Queen Mary University of London. And thereafter, I worked with Singhania and Co. London office for around a year and a half. And thereafter, I came back and joined KPMG India with their tax litigation team based out of Mumbai. Worked there for 3 years, and then I moved down to Tanzania, East Africa, and handle their tax and worked with a leading law firm, tier one law firm, handling their entire tax, both direct and indirect tax for them, and worked there for 3 years. Back in 2015, I came back to India and thought to start my own. And the journey of SK Attorneys began in 2015, and thereafter we have been here for last 6 years now and working hard, trying to make our own impression, have our own space in fast-growing Indian legal industry.
Okay. So in the last 1.5 decade, you have been working with like different continents with different companies. So tell us more about a complex legal issue you worked on in your entire journey, and describe the complexity and tell us how you approached it.
So, complexity comes from a different jurisdiction in a different way, different exposure from your experience, work culture, the prevailing legal or juris system in the specific country. So, for example, UK have a very settled, very exposed market, whereas India is a fast-growing legal market. So obviously, we are growing up, but yeah, there is a lot to learn on many sides with the tech coming into legal industry, and we saw this a perfect example during COVID era, where the courts, the government agencies, everybody tried their best to cope up with the upcoming technology, and we had most of the hearings online, which was a very distant dream for a lot of people if you think just before COVID. However, the COVID era forced us, or to come onto online virtual platform, and everything started. And now also, since we are in a situation where we are overcoming the COVID era, still the courts and other hearings are going on a hybrid model where we have access to both physical and non-physical hearing also. Given the same time, the COVID had exposed us to many other nuisance in legal system, and per se, I'll more focus on a white collar because that is something I love to do. So even in COVID situation, white collar crime has also increase within company, outside company, individuals. You see a lot of banking frauds, a lot of job frauds, you see a lot of insurance fraud. So yeah, so complexity and this virtual era has exposed us to those online frauds also, and a lot of government regulatory authorities and all those people are also making a lot of efforts to cope up with the changing scenario in crime. You see a lot of advertisement also from government side, both on virtual as well as newspapers also. So yeah, so recently, like so we have in past years handled many complex issues for our clients, but recently I'll tell you a very unique story where we were representing a large media company based out of Delhi, and there was a cyber crime
Okay.
matter registered against our client, and cyber department of a different state traveled to Delhi, went to their office, searched their office, arrested 4 people immediately without having their specific name in the FIR. FIR is first information report. So the FIR was against our client and not against any individual, specific individuals. Still, they raided the premises of our client, arrested 4 people, and because of the legality, they had to put them for a transition bail in Noida.
Okay.
So we immediately rushed to Noida, hired one of the top senior lawyer there, opposed the transit bail, but bad luck to us. The judge gave the allowed the transit bail, and they were taken to that specific stay, and and immediately we had to rush to that uh, specific court in that jurisdictional police station, and we hired the senior counsel, we hired a local law firm. I personally traveled to that city, and we applied for the bail, which was again rejected. So they were made to, and the court granted them judicial custody, and they were sent to judicial custody for weekend. So that was Friday. Again on Monday, I traveled back to Hyderabad and tried our best, move the bail application, got the bail application allowed, and we got 4 people released from the prison. And I personally, though it was not my duty, I personally went to jail and brought those people who were arrested. So that was something extra mile that we always try to go for our clients.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So during this pandemic, the pandemic saw some court begin moving towards more remote proceedings and availability. So is this sustainable according to you, and a possible way to increase access to
So,
justice?
so everybody has a different view on this. I mean, recently, Chief Justice of India also had a view on this, that because a lot of litigants and lawyers are struggling with this kind of setup, because it's only senior advocates who are getting more and more appearance, and and mid-junior lawyers are really struggling to get their clients, get their hearing. So Honorable Supreme Court Chief Justice emphasized on coming back to physical hearing. But yeah, in the long term, I think it will go hand in hand, both virtual as well as physical. So we'll have a new concept which is already in existence, called hybrid hearing, and which is quite convenient from the perspective that at the same place you can handle 5 matters in various matters all at the same time. However, there are a lot of day-to-day litigating lawyers who have a habit of going to court, getting their clients from there. So there would be some restrictions for them, but otherwise, it's quite convenient for many.
Okay.
So it's going to coexist.
All about this transformation.
Yes. So we are transforming. It will take time.
Okay.
Because we have internet issues. We have people taking it very easily. I mean, we had complaints that, people not following professionalism during the court hearing. They're having their lunch when the court hearing is going on. So those kind of complaints were there initially, but I think now people have accepted it and it will go. I mean, obviously, there's no, no replacement for physical hearing, because we go there, we meet our clients, we meet our friends, we sit in the court library, we sit and have lunch together in the court canteen. So all those things are always, fun to be physically in touch with everybody. But yeah, hybrid is going to be the norm in the coming future.
Yes.
Yes.
And how would you rate the current legal system drive towards encouraging access to justice? Is there tangible movement in closing this justice gap?
Yeah, I think, and I'm a first generation lawyer, and I'm telling you from my personal experience of last 14 years, I think there has been encouraging justice system in India, but yeah, it takes time. Dependency is one of the biggest issue that we always hear when we talk about justice system in India, and justice delayed is justice denied. So we have to work upon this. A lot of tribunals are coming up. However, we need more and more judges, more tribunals, more courts. Even people are talking about having bench of Honorable Supreme Court or Court of Appeal kind of setup in India also, so that people. Otherwise, justice has no doubt has become very expensive in last few years. So only people with a good fortune or large corporate house have easy access to justice. But at the same time, a lot of common individuals do fear when it comes to getting justice, to go into litigation, vis-a-vis the cost of litigation, hiring a good lawyer. I mean, there are a lot of lawyers, but yeah, somebody who gives his heart and soul and fight the case for you becomes a challenge at times.
Absolutely. I completely agree with this. So let's come to the next question that is related to the technology side, because now every law firm is evolving around the legal technology. So what are the most common used tools for you?
So, so there has been a dynamic shift in the technology when we started our career as a lawyers, and now, and that is only in 14, 15 years. When we started, most of the people were focused on physical research, physical books and all that. In last 10 years, 15 years, things have changed. Now the entire physical thing has come virtually. We have many such subscription like Manupatra, SCC Online, even Supreme Court has their website, various high courts have their website, then you have live law, then you have other, so the bar and bench. So today getting information or access is much quicker than what it was earlier. I mean, today you have access to getting live argument of the cases within 5 minutes on your phone. So which has made life easy, but at the same time, it has made the lawyers very lazy. I remember when we started as an intern, we used to spend a lot of time in researching. Like one point we could spend a day, 2 days. But nowadays, because of having everything virtually and all thanks to Google, lawyers don't have that patience to, do a thorough or detailed research. And we were trained that, we even look at research for different jurisdiction, not only of India, but of a different jurisdiction, to have a decent standing of your case before court. So we always used to compare. So for example, I'll tell you, in Africa, when I was in Africa, most of our legal citation was from India. So if I was making any submission before court, 90% of the legal citation was from India, because Tanzania was growing up market and it was still at a very initial stage. And India and because of the common law countries, we followed more or less same law and more or less same precedent. So it was easy, but yeah, again, virtual has made life much easy. People are not very focusing hard working on research side.
Okay. So it has their own advantages and disadvantages.
Advantage and disadvantage will always go hand in hand. I mean, you cannot completely rule out advantage or disadvantage of anything. So it's how you take it. Like today also, I do my physical reading of the cases.
Okay.
I mean, we have iPad, we have laptop, we have everything.
It is a person's perception how they want to.
Perception and it's individual, like what you enjoy. So I basically take a printout and I read thoroughly, underline everything we do. So we enjoy those kind of research.
All right.
Yeah.
That comes to our last question now. So,
Yes.
time is money in any profession, and especially in legal, it's most of all. So how do you ensure to make the best of you time as a lawyer?
So time and money is always good when you become a senior advocate or have a substantial amount of years of litigation, like years of practice. But in a general scenario for us, obviously time is very crucial, and sometimes I've always seen lawyers running against time because you have 24 hours, you have too many clients to handle, but at the same time, you have to prioritize your cases, prioritize your client, not necessarily only on basis of money what they're paying you, but basis of what is the case, how complex, what would be the outcome of the case. I mean, I've seen many lawyers, they have become famous overnight with one specific case. So obviously, so you have to manage your time very well, and you have to give time to everything. I mean, whatever brief you take, or whatever case you take up, it's your responsibility that you do justice to that specific case, not because they're not paying you well or you don't have time. Otherwise, no point taking the case where you cannot give 100%.
So it's completely an individual responsibility.
Yes. I mean, I totally agree, and it's because you're taking someone's responsibility.
Right. So yes. It's a great honor to have you today, and thank you so much for sharing such great insights with us. And,
my pleasure, and good talking to you.
Same here. And we look forward to having a chat with you again in the future on some other trending topics in the international business, legal business. And for viewers, if you like this chat with Mr. Saurabh, please like and share this video. And also subscribe to Clickaway Creators YouTube channel to appreciate what we do. And you have more coming from industry leaders. This is Abhishek for LexTalk.